I'm Russell Cockburn, and I'm just here to quickly tell you about a new webinar we've recorded for Quorum just recently on the new patent box tax regime for corporation tax in the UK. It's a summary and an introduction of the new patent box regime, aimed at giving interested people an overall view of the new legislation, the new opportunities that it offers, the reduced rate of corporation tax that companies can take advantage of under the patent box regime. The government's introduced a particular tax regime for companies exploiting patents or licensing in rights under patents. So the seminar covers what sort of intellectual property is eligible, what sort of companies are eligible, how to do the calculations, the two different methods of calculation, which companies might benefit from the patent box tax regime, and some of the detail on some of the qualifying conditions, what's known as the development condition, an active management condition, and touches on the rules for group companies seeking to exploit and use the patent box regime. It highlights one or two of the computational areas, identifies the relevant legislation, and summarises the procedural methods which companies will need to go through to get this information on their tax returns. It identifies a couple of data capture issues and the likely companies that will perhaps be most able to benefit from a new tax regime. The government's introduced what's called the patent box regime, presumably in an attempt to encourage companies to exploit intellectual property, to develop intellectual property, new technologies, new patented products in the UK. And being phased in over a 5-year period, the regime will eventually offer companies a 10% rate of corporation tax on their relevant intellectual property income. So it's quite an attractive proposition, one which clearly the government hopes companies will seek to use and avail themselves of in the future. So the webinar aims to provide you with an introduction to the topic, a summary of the computational methods, the rules on procedures for submitting corporation tax returns, and what's involved in identifying relevant intellectual property. We hope you'll find it of some use.